Anybody need to pee? Anybody?
I'm
I
good.
should have done this.
Just gonna take a drink.
before.
Really wish I had some chips, but besides that, I'm good.
Chips is the worst thing to bring to a podcast.
Well,
So, guys,
no,
what's a...
I didn't push to talk anyway, but just something to snack on while we do this.
$5.99. Hit me with your best meme
Oh shit, like image?
on the spot. No, like a saying, like a catchphrase. Give me a good catchphrase.
Oh shit, play him off keyboard, cat.
He's playing me off as we're starting the episode. Hey, what's going on? That we're using that. This episode 13 of the Comfycast. I'm Reddish Blues. Joined by Mr. Hoot
Hello.
and 599. Oh, and 599.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Hoot, you were sick for a good 4 days?
I was sick for almost half the week or the entire week.
That owl flu.
Threw up
We're
all my
back.
mice.
We're back with some video games and some news. We're a video game podcast, community podcast. I forgot to say that last time. Anyways, let's get into our weeks, guys. Who wants to go first? What have we been doing? Catch up with each other.
I'll go first. It's been
Alright,
an easy
alright.
week.
Did we introduce 599?
Yeah,
Yes.
I introduced him. Hey, he's been.
Yes.
This is what, your third episode?
Third.
Yeah.
The big three. Anyway, this week I have been playing Richard's Last Reward in anticipation for Zero Time Dilemma, which I ordered and is on the way. Richard's Last Reward is pretty good. A little bit different than 999, but pretty good.
Did you play it on
And-
Vita or 3DS?
I'm playing on Vita because I didn't want to mess with that potential bug. And,
There's a bug on 3DS?
on 3DS.
Yeah, it's a
there's a
potential bug that can wipe your save.
Yeah, I didn't want to accidentally get that bug, so I just got the Vita version. And besides that, I also went to an arcade last night, and I played DDR, King of Fighters 13,
Oh, shit.
and Time
Wait,
Crisis
wait.
4.
You played DDR, King of Fighters 13? Or is it like two separate games? Or is it like...
two separate cabinets?
Oh,
But
I thought you were playing
because
King of
they-
Fighters with your feet.
Because
Like,
they had King of Fighters, I played it because that's a really hard cabinet to find.
Damn.
So it was pretty fun.
Wow, arcades are still going, huh?
Yeah, I was surprised. The GameWorks in Seattle has some decent stuff still.
Oh my god, it's a GameWorks? Oh man,
It
I remember the
is.
GameWorks here closed maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's right by the convention center too. It's right by PAX.
Nice. We'll be there soon. Anything else? That's your week?
No, yeah, that's my week.
Got some
Short and
DDR and played some games. Hoot.
Well, as I've said, I've been dying half the week, but I didn't play much, if at all, of anything, really, but I've ordered a bunch of games that are coming my way. On my list, I'm probably going to be playing all of next week are, in no particular order, the Dragon's Dogma, the Street Fighter V story mode. I've just downloaded on Vita, and I've actually played that a bit, but the Adventures of Mana that just released on
I heard about that.
European PSN on Vita. A bunch of other things. There's I Am Setsuna that's releasing soonish, or if not released already. Star Ocean 5 is coming to. Just a bunch of stuff. What I did do during my sickly days is binge watch 2 shows. So I'm gonna go on a tangent and welcome to AnimeCast.
Oh, they were anime shows. Okay. I
Here
was
we
like,
go.
what was
Well,
it?
one is anime, the other is not.
Law and Order, SVU. I binge watched them.
Yeah, so I binge watched the
Wire.
entirety of The Wire. No, of Breaking Bad. No, binge watched 2 shows that are pretty short. One is Erased.
Oh my god! Thank you so much for watching that.
I'm still halfway through that. It's
Um,
fucking crazy.
I did that the entire night and it was so
Amazing.
worth it, even
Yes.
though it made me more sick because I fucked my sleep schedule watching that. Because the thing is, I was talking to actually 599 I was telling, because before that I was watching a small show which was called Yamishibai, I think, which is like a horror anime thing.
Right before bed.
The subtitle for it is Japanese ghost stories or something.
Yeah, and it's not the ghost stories that we watch, which
I
is
was like,
like
ghost
these funny
stories?
No, it's actual thing that's. Some episodes are not super scary, but there are some who can really hit the spot and freaking you out. And I've been watching that at like 2 or 3 a.m. Like,
Ooh.
fuck it, I need a mind cleanser. What better than something that make me completely depressed? And I started watching Erased.
What better than child abuse? Erased. Here we go.
What better than heavy nostalgia? So started watching Erased, and God, it's probably one of the best animes that I've watched in a very, very long time. I think since
599,
maybe.
You haven't finished it, right?
No, I'm like halfway through.
I don't want to do spoilers then, but I want to say the way it ended was so perfect. Like, I honestly was ready for it to like not end right, and then it like ended right. So I was pretty
I have to
pleased
check
with that.
because there seems to be some differences at the ending with the manga.
Yeah, the manga keeps going, and apparently they're going to keep going because there's a part that, again, I don't want to spoil it too much. Well, it's not really a spoiler, but, well, I guess it is. Anyways, the manga keeps going, and there's something that happens in the end that's kind of, like, related to that, what happens with one of the characters. But, man, that ending, though.
Because, like, there's a real, like, switch of characters between, like, the manga and the anime, which is absolutely not the same characters that do certain events. But for people who are curious, like Erase is like it's kind of like the butterfly effect in anime form.
Yeah,
or as 509 would love, another reference is Life is Strange.
And it's devastating.
Life is Strange, yeah, pretty much. You know,
but
it's also kind of ReZero. I don't know if that's another anime you're watching. Or if anyone's watched that, where it's like the dude dies and he gets to like go back.
I think Chiaki's watching that.
Yeah, he gets to like go back and redo shit. So it's kind of like that, you know, time travel shit, but different.
But yeah, it's incredibly good. Like, I love anime, but it's also hard to find something that's like properly adult themes without being too ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
over the
edgy.
top.
I'm an 8,000-year-old dragon, but I look 12.
No, but you know, whenever it's like it's not shonen stuff like that, then they try to go really on the other edge with like a lot of gore or a lot of violence. And this is just super well balanced. And I would say it's better than the manga because the animation is also incredibly good. Colors, like the use of colors, like it's one of these anime which will make you incredibly nostalgic because you know there's been a lot of observation based on reality made.
Yeah, like the school and stuff.
Yeah, the school and how the
Playgrounds.
characters are portrayed, and it's rare to have like kid characters are not annoying and they're all good.
Yeah, that was a big thing where it's like it went when it does the first like this is like very minor spoilers because if you look at a synopsis, it'll say this, but when it goes back in time where he's like a kid and stuff, I was like. They're very adult. Like, even though they're all little kids, like I was surprised how much it wasn't annoying that they were all talking and hanging out and stuff, and especially his character, obviously. But he was realizing things like when he would be like, "Oh, wait, you're a 30-year-old man. Like, what are you doing?" Like, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because he sometimes he forgets, and also sometimes he does act childish, which is also a very nice balance.
Yeah,
and yeah, all the other characters, like, there's no wasted characters. There's no filler. There's like it's 12 episodes. You can watch the whole thing in one long night if you want to, or like 2 afternoons.
Yeah,
it's really incredible. And the other thing, which was another palate cleanser I needed after that, since I was like, yes, amazing, but now I want to kill myself.
Sailor Moon.
So someone on Twitter like, hey, you should go watch like Parasite and not watch that because I know what it is. No,
Parasite was cool though.
I watched a few of it. Like, I didn't think I was gonna go from like really heavy adult anime to gory monster body horror thing. So instead, I went to watch the entirety of Gravity Falls.
Oh wow, that's not anime.
Tumblr.
Welcome to. Now it's a really good show as well, and
I've never watched it. Is it
I would
really?
I would say it's the like as I've watched several Western shows like Western cartoons, there's been some really good ones. Like I used to watch Adventure Time all the time, and I've watched a bit of Steven Universe, but that show really doesn't click with me because especially because the entire first season, half of it is filler, and I can't deal with that kind of stuff too
Yeah,
much.
to get past it is.
Like some characters I found really annoying. Gravity Falls is like every episode is really worth watching, even the filler ones, and there's still like a connecting story. There's only 2 seasons, and each season is 20 episodes, so it's also kind of a short watch, and it's probably I think the best animated series for like Western animation.
Yeah,
It's just
I've heard
ended,
that.
like yeah, go watch that. If
is
you're
it over
looking for-
over or like a season?
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, okay, okay. How many seasons is it?
There's 2.
Oh, okay, all right.
But is it BoJack?
Ah, no, it's not BoJack. Well, it's not the same as BoJack. It's
No
it's a
BoJack,
kids-
no bye. That's the only Western anime for me.
I know.
Oh, BoJack,
No, but the
oh,
thing
my.
is, it's one of these shows which you know it's for kids, but it goes really off the deep end at some point in the show when you started questioning, is this really for kids? Because there's
Yeah.
some really, really freaky stuff happening.
They know
in
their
that
audience,
series.
I'm sure.
And it's kind of because, and I might get some flack for it, and I kind of understand why, because I used to watch I'll still watch a lot of Doctor Who, which is an incredibly nerdy show, and I know that...
Flack.
yeah. No, but I used to like that show a lot before, but it kind of gotten silly because it does something that Gravity Falls does way better. What it does, Gravity Falls doesn't patronize its audience, which I really appreciate, because Doctor Who said, "Oh, it's a show for kids." So even though we have all these, they try to shoehorn all this really adult themes, but write it super badly. And Gravity Falls said, "Well, we have this very simple formula, but we're gonna not take the kids for idiots."
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain without watching both shows, but yeah, really recommend Gravity Falls if you're looking for something that's at the same time lighthearted, but still very well animated and pretty smart.
Was this on Cartoon Network or was it like Disney?
I think it was Disney.
It's Disney.
Oh, okay. Wow. Interesting. I would have thought Cartoon Network.
Especially if you like puzzles, because there's a lot of, one of the big gimmicks of the show, there's a lot of little puzzles you can solve from episode to episode, like this literally ciphers at the end of each episodes that you can decode.
Oh, really?
And,
wow.
And lots of continuity stuff and Easter eggs in each episode, which is really, really fun.
Get out your decoder rings.
Yeah, well, yeah, almost exactly.
To drink your Ovaltine.
Super fun shows, and that's pretty much what I've been doing instead of playing anything. But
so you were bedridden and watching shows, huh?
Pretty much, and
that's
I'm
cool. And buying
stuff.
buying games that you haven't played yet.
I've been buying just a lot, to make me feel better, because since I got the money and I bought my tickets for Seattle, so I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff. So I've bought I've bought a new 3DS, not an XL, just a simple one, and I've got the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on it, so I gotta play that. And I got a total vanity thing, which is I bought the limited Soul Sacrifice Vita.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
You're going all out, man.
Isn't that the red one?
Yeah,
you're gonna buy me.
One.
I almost bought that when I was originally gonna get a Vita.
Yeah, it's something I've been wanting for a while. I said, well, if I had something on a complete vanity buy, I want to spend it on that. And I actually found one on eBay that's not stupid expensive. Because most of them are $600, and I found one for half that. So that's coming in. But this is all it's kind of like a drug I took for myself just to make me feel better the whole week.
Yeah, you gotta what is it called? Like binge shopping or whatever, or like when you do that shit online. It's medicinal in a way, I guess. Mm-hmm. But God, that sucks for poor people like myself. It's I'd rather just eat, I guess. No, but
No, just the last thing is I did actually played a little bit, just a tiny bit, because Street Fighter V Story Mode came out.
Oh yeah, I've heard some things.
And that's the one game I bought recently, and I've played a bit. And Nothing really substantial so far, like in terms of just critic or anything. But I really do like Urian's like new style. Well, the 2 costumes he has, and I do like the design of new fuck, not
Jury?
Ibuki, a jury, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Looks cool. I know V loves it.
Yep. No,
I
it's really good. Like I think they've really like every character now of Balrog, Ibuki, and Urien. I think all of them now are like the ones who leaked have been revealed.
Now they
Right.
missed they missed the update for the past month or something, or was that it?
No, I think June they just got it just right in time, like
Oh,
right
okay,
at
okay,
the end
okay.
of June.
Oh, nice. Well, good on them then for sticking with that. But I know some people are still salty about the
Yeah.
whole microtransaction store thing going on and whatever updates. For my
It's not
week,
quite there yet. It's like it's a pretty substantial game now, but it's not quite there, I think.
yeah, we need to have Very back on to talk about that. Actually, I wonder if he still plays it.
See you back in August.
Oh yeah. For my week then, before we actually talk about the games that I played, or the games I played 2 games, and that's all I've really done besides work. I played Valhalla, which I know you played a little bit of 599,
Mm-hmm.
which is super great. And then
Yeah.
and then I played Inside, which is also super great. And it's hard dividing my time between the two.
I
Um,
haven't heard of that one.
Inside is
It's
it's from
a game made by
Playdead.
the Limbo guys,
Yeah,
right?
it's from Playdead. It's like a Limbo successor. Which
Oh,
did anyone of you ever play Limbo?
I
Yeah, a
did.
long time ago.
I assumed everyone played Limbo. It was like free for a while, and then it was like
Yeah,
$1 on
I
Steam.
think everyone has.
I think it's like on
It was like
every
one of the
platform.
first. It was the first indie darlings with Braid and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me talk about Valhalla, I guess. It came out on Steam how long ago? Maybe like a week ago.
Yeah, just
And I'd
a
wanted
few
to pick
days
it up.
ago.
I'd wanted to pick it up from the sale, which didn't go on any kind of sale, so I was just like, fuck it, whatever. But it's worth it. It's $14 and it's super worth it. It's probably the comfiest game I've played since like Animal Crossing. As far as it's very stylish and it's like futuristic setting kind of thing, but it's kind of like more of a visual novel. But there are some gameplay elements where you're making the drinks and stuff. But it tells
It's mostly a visual novel, though.
yeah, it's mostly a visual novel. There's like I said, you're mixing drinks and you got to remember whose drink was like who. If they come in and they're like, "Oh, give me the usual," and you're like, "Shit, this was like
So you
this
from
person
the
was
point
here."
of view of the bartender, right?
Yeah. You play the
Yeah.
bartender. Her name's Jill, and I haven't beaten it, or I don't even know how far into it I actually am. I'm maybe like 4 days in. So I don't know how many days it goes.
Different endings too.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. But because we all met through a room where where we play comfy video game music, I will say that this whole entire soundtrack is fucking gold. Like it's super good. Like I have not there's not one song in there that I don't like, and I can't remember the guy's name, the composer, Chris something. I followed him on Twitter after I like did some researching and added a bunch of songs to my playlist on Dubtrack, but there's so many good songs in there. Like and again, the way we met through plug/dub or whatever DJing music. A mechanic of the game is you pick the songs that play through the night on the jukebox or whatever, and like they have all their songs, well, the ones you've unlocked, and like you can preview them and you can like and you hear them as the night goes on because you do that before you start your shift. So it's really cool, like that mechanic, and then you just it's very obviously it's very narrative and stuff, but the story is good, but the way it's told through people's interaction through your interactions with the different patrons and stuff, it's really cool. I played that game, like I said, super stylish. I'm gonna hopefully finish it by the end of this week, and then I played Inside. And Inside, I wasn't gonna pick it up right away, but it got like really good reviews, and I loved Limbo when it came out. I don't know how many years ago. It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But it's Limbo, but it does things. It's a what is it? Puzzle platformer, 2D kind of side scroll thing.
Is the
Yeah,
game like a 2.5D puzzle platformer, like
Yeah,
exactly like Limbo?
pretty much exactly like Limbo, but it's more. it's more engaging, and it's not so like, you know how Limbo was all black and white and kind of like,
Mhm.
there's color in this one, and there's more things that happen like with the background, and I guess they've just added more mechanics, more technology to it.
Yeah.
But the puzzles are great, and maybe it's me that's gotten like better at these kind of things or smarter, which I doubt. But again, this was 5 years ago that I played Limbo, and I remember it being kind of like a struggle. Like I had to like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here, wait for a
It
while,
was
whatever.
really vague.
Yeah, yeah, there were some things and they played a lot with shadows in Limbo and stuff. And here you can see everything, but it's more like putting things together for yourself. But so far, it's like I thought I figured out what was going on, kind of, and then there's like this huge flip, like a twist, and you're like, what? Like, but it's really it's almost kind of not scary, like it's like a thinker kind of thing where there's no text or whatever. It's all just like you play a boy and you're obviously trying to run away from something. But
Mhm.
it
Well,
just
it's kind of really similar to Limbo then.
yeah, yeah, it really is similar to Limbo. And I don't know if you ever looked up the story for Limbo because it didn't really tell you, but did you ever like kind of piece together what happened in Limbo?
I kind of roll with
No.
it myself, like I kind of extrapolated, but I didn't really try to look more deeper into it.
Well, without like spoiling her, I mean, it's been forever, but it was about a boy and his sister or whatever, they're dead. And
Mhm.
anyway, so this is like, I'm again, I haven't finished it, but it seems to be kind of going sort of a same route where it's like there's gonna be some kind of like something's gonna be heavily implied at the end but not told. So I love that. Like I love where it's like you're gonna have to piece this together yourself, and it's not like just, oh yeah, you died a long time ago, and or whatever, or this is a corporation or whatever. There's also a cool mechanic in it where it's like mind control, which you get pretty early on, like
Mhm.
maybe 2 minutes into playing. So it's like you jump in this thing and it like holds you, and then there's these other people you can control in the background that you're like kind of using yourself to help yourself out, like
It
so
reminds
like
me
you
a bit
can.
of Oddworld.
Yeah, yeah, it's like Oddworld, and you're controlling them, and they're doing stuff. But it's just really great. It's got so much atmosphere. Like there's literally parts where like dogs are chasing you and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, just
Mhm.
like, and it's very simple. Like it's literally just scrolling along the screen, and like
Yeah.
jumping. You can jump, and you have to like do like puzzles and interfaces and stuff like that really quick. But it's really cool, and it's engaging. I think more than Limbo was, because Limbo I remember like the spider. I remember like
Mhm.
some other puzzles like where you're on top of the buildings and stuff. But so far, everything about this has been memorable, and it got
I'll
really
do
crazy good
ask you
reviews.
again. I'll do ask you again when you finish it because I remember one of the small pitfalls of a Limbo was that it had a very strong beginning and was very atmospheric.
Yeah,
And like I remember in the end, like it kind of started to become just pure puzzles with a little less atmosphere. Like it kind of rushed the end.
yeah. I felt like they not ran out of what to do, but like they threw in too much together at the end to make it like not challenging, but like or yeah, I guess more
Mhm.
challenging to people, but like kind of like make a hump for you to get over to feel like fulfilled. But yeah,
Mhm.
Limbo also felt too samey, and it might have been because of the colors. At the time, it was like nobody had done it, and it looked really appealing. The black and the white and the fog and
But
everything.
now it looks generic.
Yeah, now it looks like okay, like it's kind of in a little bit. I don't want to like insult it, but in a way, it looks like lazy, and that's where like looking at Inside. Remember when they showed it at E3, and that's another thing. They didn't show. There was no press for this game. Like they did a quick flash or whatever and like a preview this E3, but there was no like nothing. Like I didn't even hear about it, and
Yeah,
then it
no,
was getting all
totally.
these tens, and I'm like, what? Like, and I looked a little bit into it, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna
Because I
buy
think
it.
they showed it once in E3 like 2 years ago at the
Yeah, they did,
Xbox
but they did
conference, and
basically the
then
same kind
nothing
of
from
like
there.
sizzle thing they did this
Hmm.
time. So it was like it's kind of strange, but it's super under the radar. I think at least well until it came out now. But yeah, it's worth it, and I'm loving it. And hopefully, I'm gonna somehow find a way to divide my time this week to play both of those
Hmm.
and finish them at least as far as I can. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week.
That's pretty
It's a
cool.
hell of a week.
Yeah, 2 games. God, and it's funny because they're both like, well, I don't know how long Valhalla is, but Inside's supposed to be like a 3 hour game.
Valhalla's the one I really want to play.
You
Dead
yeah,
Adventures
you
of
need to
Mad
pick
Mind.
that up. Like,
It's
I
really
want to
good.
wait for the Vita version, but I might just double dip and play it now and then get it again on the Vita version.
I didn't even know it was coming to
We
Vita.
know you're a big enough shill to get all the versions.
Yeah,
I
come on.
I did it for Shovel Knight, so I might as well. Like I think I bought Shovel Knight maybe 3 times. I
Damn.
bought one. I bought one on PC. I bought it on 3DS, and I bought it on Vita.
Shovel Knight's a great game.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't say this, but you bet your ass the intro song of this episode is going to be Valhalla, because there's so many songs to pick. Like,
I've heard the soundtrack is incredible, so
Oh,
I'm
it's
surprised we
amazing.
haven't done like a listening session on the dub. Actually,
That's true.
like we did one for Transistor. We should do one for Valhalla.
The thing
there's
is,
a
like,
lot of
there's a lot of
songs.
songs. Yeah, the thing is that Transistor was like 12 songs and Valhalla's like 40. So
Whatever. We have like infinite hours to listen to it all.
we have the power. We control the reins of this dub.
20-hour listening party.
It's like not
Get
even
your
going
fucking
anywhere.
Mountain Dew.
It's all right. And in between, we're gonna fucking binge watch Erased.
Oh Jesus!
No, yeah. So let's get into some news then, guys. Where do we want to start? Couple of things have happened. Again, it's like the second week after E3, so there's not any crazy big announcements.
It's
but
been really calm overall.
it's been pretty calm.
Quickly, just been just passing by. I've gotten a little update on the Kickstarter for Shenmue 3. Stuff seems to be going pretty good. Like he did a little update video on the 1-year anniversary since the reveal of the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But so far, like, doesn't seem to be any significant snag into the development, even though we haven't seen much. And for me, Shenmue 3 is the big worry on quality after Mighty Number 9, because it's the one thing we haven't seen, like, proper assets being used for gameplay yet. But yeah, that seems to be at least going very nicely, and there's been some assets like backgrounds, and they've been using, I think, older ones just to test out gameplay. Like they've been using Shenmue 2 models for like the combat, apparently.
Wow. Now, does Sony have their hands in this at all, or was it just that they
No.
wanted to help bump it? Okay. Because I was
No,
going to say, like, if Sony's behind them in any kind of way, or, like, overseeing this in any way, I would have a lot more faith, obviously, because I don't think they would allow something that generated so much hype to just come
There's
out
been a lot
trash.
of confusion on the involvement of Sony, and like because a lot of people thought, well, why doesn't Sony put money in it? And the thing is, they can't, because technically Suzuki, he doesn't own the IP. He's authorized to work on it, but the
Yeah.
IP still belongs to Sega. And so like Sony literally can't put money
Yeah,
on
I
an
see.
IP they don't possess. And
So they
only
just
what they
basically
did,
gave them some stage
Yeah.
time.
like, hey, because they will be having like Final Fantasy VII and Last Guard, and say, hey, we'll just give you like free stage time, so you can do a big announcement to get enough money like right off the bat.
You made it sound like they did him a favor when he did Sony a favor.
It's kind of mutual, kind of a favor thing.
It's a relationship.
Other than that, so we have a few, not really news, but like kind of passing comments. One from Nintendo. So Nintendo, so we don't know anything yet very much about the NX, and it's still less than a year ago. And one of the comments recently was like, Nintendo wants to recapture the lost kids the kids demographic
Yeah.
that they feel has been lost along the way. Like,
Maybe
people
they
don't
grew
feel-
up, Nintendo. Did you ever think about that?
And
Exactly.
I don't know how to feel, because there's kids demographic, and there's what Nintendo think is kids demographic.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, as much as I love their games, has not been very good at just identifying who is their public, like
Yeah.
who buys their game. There's been a lot of stuff, with the censorship of some of their products, and for like the latest Fates game or the Project Zero game. And as much as their kids are like very kid-centric, it also does kind of influence some of their design decisions. For example, Star Fox,
Right.
where they kind of think gimmick first rather than pure gameplay sometimes. So, and this is just kind of worrying when we don't know what the NX is.
That's the problem, I think.
Mhm.
If we could see what it was, then we could see where they were really
did you
veering.
guys see Miyamoto made a comment about that? That's on purpose.
What did he say exactly?
I gotta pull it up, but it was
Oh,
something
was
to
it
the
that,
effect of, so
like,
other
it's
people
gonna have-
can't know what it is, so they
Yeah,
can't
because there's
try to copy
something.
it.
Yeah, there's something specific about it, right? That's different.
So
But-
So he basically kind of confirmed a gimmick.
Which
God
yeah,
damn
that's
it.
that's pretty scary.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
the
God
gimmick
damn
is
it. I
not what they
don't
needed.
want a gimmick.
Well, that's the thing. There's no way they're coming into this now. Is like it's just like a
Built-in
competitive
VR.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And he said something about VR too. He said something like, oh, I don't know if he like straight up deconfirmed it or something, but he said like they're not ready for it or that's not where they're going or something. I believe.
I don't think
But
they're gonna do VR because
yeah, me neither.
they just want to, like, they've always been, we're never gonna do the same thing that every other company is gonna do. And I think Reggie also said something like that, like there's nothing to do with VR yet for like software and stuff like that. They're not confident enough in VR as of now, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was. Reggie
Uh,
said it. That's right.
Yeah, they don't
Uh,
want to reveal it. They're just like, I don't want to buy it until I know. Like, I don't want to put money aside until I know what it
well,
is.
clearly, yeah. I mean, that's a smart consumer. Like, no good consumer is going to be like, I'm going to buy this no matter what, unless you're just like crazy Nintendo fanboy. But like, if it comes out and if right off the bat, here's what I'm going to judge: two things. One, obviously, what the gimmick is, because I know it's going to happen.
Mhm.
Two, how their marketing strategy is as soon as they announce it. As I'm talking about how it looks, and I'm talking about the name. Because if they come out and it's like Wii U 2, fuck no, I'm not going. You're going to confuse
Wii U
people.
2.
Yeah, you're going to confuse people again. It's going to tank. I'm not even going to give you my money. But if it's something totally different, which I'm assuming it is, then okay, all right, you got me. But if it even looks like and sounds like anything related to Wii or Wii U, like no. Now, I
Wii U
am
2
fully
with the controller in the shape of the face of Bono.
Wii U 2 featuring Bono. It's like how they did it with the iPhones, where like all the
You can
songs
get it
came.
on iTunes.
Like it's already got the songs and you can't uninstall it. You've got the Bono game and you can't take it off. It takes up 500 megabytes of a 1 terabyte system.
Lord, good lord.
No, I fully believe that it's gonna be the handheld and the system in one thing. That's the only thing that I can think of that they would. I mean, they're good at handhelds. They know that sells. They can't move on the 3DS because like they can't. I don't think they can jump to the next one without having. I think combining them into one station where you get the new handheld and the console is the only way for them to go about it. Plus, they did have that trademark on something like that, so I do believe that that's what it's going to be. I can't really like other than that. What could it be?
Like,
Well,
my own. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Hold up though, but so Sony and Microsoft are trying to break generation cycle for consoles. So what do you think about Nintendo trying to perpetuate generation
Well,
cycles?
exactly. I mean, because the thing is, they've always been to themselves, right? So, like, as much as they're viewing the competition, they've always been like. I think even Reggie said, like, as far as graphics go, we're not trying to, we're not trying to, have the best quality graphics or whatever. We're more about the games and the fun of the games and stuff. So I don't think that they're really focused on what Microsoft and Sony are doing as far as like their innovation and stuff like that. They want to. They probably do want to keep the console cycles going and like generations going.
Well, I was kind of, because that was also one of the things on the Deuce Knocket, because they don't really want to break it. Like, Sony recently came off and said, well, the plan they have for like the PlayStation Neo is not a shift and regular updates. Like, they said, so that they don't want to move like in mobile or PC when they want to have you update your console every 2 years.
Yeah,
it's more like there's like your console releases like the PS4, and then 3 years later there's like it's a new version of the slim version, but now it's also like a hardware upgrade that comes in like mid-cycle, but it's still it's still part of the PS4 family or tree.
right.
And
So
then
they kind
later
of did
on
that with the
then
PS3, right?
yeah, but PS3 like was not a hardware upgrade. It's just like, well,
Oh, this
we'll
is the
make a
model
cheap,
version.
yeah, it was a model
Yeah,
version. It was a cheaper one, but didn't have like backwards emulation and all that stuff,
Yeah,
and was also slimmer. And here's like you have your base console, and here's like a more premium version that like runs the same game at maybe a slightly higher resolution or maybe at a faster frame rate, but like it will look still the same. But that's pretty much what they straight up been saying. Like, I'm just gonna quote like the key factor for Sony will still be the importance of the customer, which Sony intends to ensure stay as one console world. Like,
yeah.
same software for PS4 Neo. Like, well, don't is not gonna now. Nor does it mean that we'll see a generation hardware change. So it's not gonna move to a mobile. So at least Sony wants to keep the console cycle, but like it will have like just a midway bump.
Well, see, now
Just-
that's what worries me though. Is like, see, if you take the PS4 up until now,
Mhm.
there's there's good games. But if you had taken it, how many years has the PS4 been out?
Almost 3 years.
Probably
I
like
think.
3 or 4.
3 years. So like
3
right
years.
now, say the PS5 launches, 3 years later you get this new thing coming out, and say that they're saying this is the PS5 Neo version, right? This is like stronger than the PS5 was, and it's a hardware update and it's a bump or whatever. Like
Yeah.
knowing that that's coming, I will not buy a PS5, and that's what so many people do now with like iPad. They're like, oh fuck it, in 2 years or 3 years we'll just get the better one. So why even do it, you know? And then from then you're gonna get. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're always gonna have the people that want it day one. But still, to me, that kind of makes me feel like, whereas Microsoft, and then Microsoft on the total opposite side, where they're like, this is the only thing you're gonna need for forever, and we all know, like, no, at least 8 years again, you're gonna change it, even though it's 6 teraflops or whatever. There's gonna be a bigger one.
Microsoft plan is to announce like a new Slim Vision and immediately kill it by announcing another powerful one. Like
It's so weird.
later.
2 consoles at once, but
Like Microsoft is like the Sony is like the one. Okay, we're gonna announce 3 things, and like Microsoft is the one. Microsoft are the ones who are like have a sacrificial table. Like here's the Xbox One S, and then they drive a stake for its heart. Now here's the Scorpio.
if you don't get enough cheers when we announce you, we're announcing your big brother, and we're killing you. And that's literally what happened. But
I think the logic behind like Sony's move, and I'm not a fan. Like I think we discussed this because it's like it's always at odds with how like our developers gonna work on like between the Neo and like the normal PS4 version, etc., etc. But I think the strategy is like the PS3 cycle was incredibly long. It was like 8 years or 9 years.
yeah,
And that was way longer than most cycles because most console cycles they go on for maybe like they went on for 5 to 6 years. And the problem of the PS3 cycles is that it went for a very long time without any console updates, which like was very stale at some point because even though like the PS3 you could work with the cell to do some pretty impressive thing near the end of the console cycle, it was still very hard to push things for such a long time. So I think that's kind of the answer is like we're still gonna have long cycles, but now we have like a midway bump. So for people who just want to straight up have the like a slightly better performance, and so we're not being left out by PCs completely.
yeah.
I mean, from a consumer point of view, though, a long life cycle, that's not necessarily bad.
It's
No.
not bad because it allows for developers to have like enough time to maximize all the things out of a console.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing, it's like the development cycle, despite what Mark Kearney said, is not getting shorter because they have better hardware. It's like because it's still with all the assets you have to do for like AAA games, it's still like a 2 to 3 years cycle just to bring out a game, like at least 3 years. So there's games that started to be made a year ago or 2 years ago that still hasn't come out on PS4, and I don't think like moving to a short cycle from like a 4 or 5 years development cycle is going to please a lot of developers because they're going to have to do a lot of cross-generation games, and nobody likes these.
That's crazy. It's like think about how thin developers are being spread. Like as far as optimizing things for different systems, and then PC if they're going to do ports, and like there's like they're going to be at one time there'll be like 6 different things they have to make it for. Well, I guess you phase out like 360 and PS3 already, but like look at Persona 5, that's coming out still on PS3. So
yeah,
it's just crazy. Like and it kind of worries me a little bit.
Sony's plan is just kind of balance it out and just see, okay, well, we'll just have one iterative like that's slightly more powerful on like in the midway.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I'm not a fan, but I'm so like now that I've seen a bit more of their plans, like yeah, okay, I'm curious to see how it works out, at least for like if for me my biggest worry is like, yeah, I don't want software to be like take a hit because suddenly like it's stretched out the developers thin on working on multiple systems, because now there's also the Scorpio. Like the Scorpio is like was also a completely different beast. It's even more powerful than the Neo supposedly, and there's the NX coming out, and the NX from what I've seen from the rumors, it seems it's going to be like equivalent between the Xbox One and the current PS4 right now in terms of power.
Yeah. Which is cool.
So,
I mean, it's a good thing, I think.
But it also ensures that like
Martha Stewart,
games like on the power of the PS4 are gonna go on for a little bit longer than expected, like even longer than their cycles, because by the time the PS4 life cycle ends, the NX will still be around.
I mean, I think that PS4 sounds more familiar, which is a lot of people like, where it's like, we've been doing this already, it works. We're going to keep on console generations and bumps in between where it's like, yeah, we get a slim model or a more powerful one, right? But
Mhm.
I think Microsoft is thinking in a way, it's like, I mean, if you just talk about production cost, they just have to make this super powerful console and like leave it out. And even though it's not going to get used right away, I doubt. So I don't see the point of buying one right away. You know, people are going to still be developing, obviously, for the original Xbox. Like they said, they even said, no one
Mhm.
gets left behind. Anything that works on Scorpio is going to work on Xbox One. So they can't. How can you expect it to be like, crazy, crazy good, so much better on the Scorpio or whatever?
Mhm.
But they're just
Well,
making one console.
whatever Microsoft says, like developers are not going to abandon a 40 million
Exactly, exactly.
potential customer base.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying all the power of the Scorpio. Like, where does that go? Why even do it? Unless you're saying like this is going to be the console for another whole 8 years after it comes out, then maybe but towards the end or whatever,
Mhm.
towards the end of its life, it'll be getting used more like the newest PS4. And that's what I'm saying is, or maybe PS5 at the time. But that's what I'm saying is production value cost alone. I
Mhm.
think that Xbox is being smarter about it, but I'm not sure. But when Xbox tries to, or Microsoft tries to innovate, or at least in the past, that hasn't sat well with people. Like, you get things like Connect, and you get things like Always On, and you get things like game sharing and things that never, only digital. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the thing for me is like power now for like I think I've said weird because this is the kind of stuff we talked right after the for the E3 cast, something like that for the new consoles and the Scorpio. Like you said, like the entire like we put a lot of power into the Scorpio doesn't make sense to me because if they're gonna go with iterative thing like every 3 years we update the thing, so what's the point? But
Yeah,
also because power is not the point anymore at all for consoles. Like they're never gonna be as powerful as PCs and they
yeah,
always have to be cost effective for people to buy them because people who buy consoles are not really interested in buying like really expensive stuff that's closer to PCs, or at least so far it's not really been the case, which is why people don't buy Steam boxes, which by the way have not been selling super well.
yeah. I know. That's very
Um,
true. I mean, who are you catering
and
to? You know?
yeah, and every other like of these like proto consoles which try to eat on the PC market have been doing horribly bad. So yeah,
Also,
the
they're
whole
trying to be the PC market, so it's like, what do you like? You not only are you taking over, trying to take over all your games coming to PC and like trying to corner that market, but then you're saying like,
Mhm.
here's this powerful console that's not a PC that's supposed to be on par with PCs, but really won't. Probably by the time it comes out, there'll be obviously things better. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Um, but NX, man, I don't know. I'm still kind of
I'm
worried about what that's going to be.
It's
Obviously, I'm
coming like
wondering when they're
it's
going to announce it. Like, what's a
I
good
don't know,
time
like
between now and
Gamescom
March?
maybe?
Gamescom, but that's like, isn't that Germany?
Yes, it is Germany.
Yes, Japan doesn't recognize Germany.
I'm just saying, does Nintendo go big at Gamescom ever?
I like I can't tell you when they go big because they don't go big at E3, they don't go big at Gamescom, they don't go
They
big at
they go
TGS. Like
big
they
in
are
their
the
directs and they announce them like a week before, right?
yeah, and I think I've seen an announcement for like a direct when they're gonna do some extra detail, but that's the thing, they kind of could do their own thing. But still, like if you want to release like Zelda, if you want to release Zelda next March, like
Yeah,
early
it's
spring, uh, and you still haven't announced what the new console on which one of the versions is gonna come out on. This is the weirdest thing. Like at least 1 year earlier, I would expect to know. Because the thing is, not only I don't want to buy an NX right now because I don't know like I don't know if it's going to be retro compatible, but it doesn't. It puts me off also as buying as late buying a Wii U
yeah,
because I'm so uncertain. Like there's nothing coming out. Like there's nothing
yeah. There's
significant coming for the Wii U this year.
there's no
And also, I
support
was like
really.
figuring because like, and do I buy a Wii U now? And like, there's a bunch of good games, of course, but like if the NX is going to be retro compatible, I just couldn't. Well, why not just buy an NX straight up? Like wait a
Yep.
year, less than a year, and just get a more powerful console that might have just a better OS than the shitty OS that the Wii U has,
Yeah.
or like a better build quality because it really hates the build quality of the Wii U.
Or, and I pray to God, it doesn't have a tablet. If you can just control it with a regular
The
controller,
thing
and then
is,
maybe there's a
if it doesn't
portable.
have a tablet, it's not going to be retro compatible.
That's very true. Well, what if?
Like,
Well, no. Well, see, okay, that's what I'm saying. What if there's a portable that links with it, and the portable can be the tablet? like it's
I
also
guess
touchdown. You know what I mean?
That would be a terrible gimmick. Also,
It would no. It would be only for. It would be only used for playing virtual games, like virtual console games from the Wii U. Like
That's the thing. I would have to buy 2 consoles then.
What do you mean?
Well, like if it still needs the Wii U tablets, well, I guess I could buy the tablet separately, right?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you could, but it's still kind of pricey. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
I don't
That's the
know.
thing, yeah. Like it's still
Might as well
almost
go
like
in for the
buying
Wii
2
U.
consoles at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a good option for retro. Like it's not really true retro compatibility when you say, yeah, it's retro compatible if you still own the old console.
That's true.
Like it's like saying it's like the PS4 is retro compatible if you own the PS3.
You just need your PS3
Just
controller.
staple them together. It's just like one console.
Put one on top of the other. Trust us, it works.
Here's some glue in the box that you can use, and a Mario sticker.
Man, well, all right. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously. And I'm worried for Nintendo. I think that's really what everyone feels. It's like, come on, just do it right, please. Just do it
Well,
right.
they still
You
have
know?
a shit ton of money to waste. So
Yeah,
like,
but
they have 20 years straight of failure. But
it's
they don't
not.
want...
It's not so much the money that worries me. It's about their image. Like already, people see, and then them coming out with things like, "Oh, we're going to recapture the childish audience that we've lost." Like what? Like. You know, I think I said this before on another podcast. Like, more kids know Minecraft than they do Mario, and they're going to. Like, for years to come, there's always going to be new things. You're not going to, unless you reinvent Mario in some amazing way, like, that's such a huge gamble when you already have this fan base of people that are not only older, but, like, they're wanting you to do good. They're wanting you to do right by them, and you're just totally ignoring them. So that's why I think it worries me that if they just keep with this thing, we're just gonna put our head down and focus on what we've always focused on and not try to look anywhere else, that it's just gonna be bad for them. But I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully we'll get news about that before what? Anytime after October would be bad, in my opinion.
Like
Because
that's
that's too
less
long.
than 6 months.
Yeah, to tell us what the hell it is. Like, if it's coming out in March, at least that's what they said, is coming out in March with the new Zelda. So
I thought they had a month for the direct.
I think
really
so, but I
just say
can't
later
find the
this
news
year.
anymore.
Like I think
Try.
it's supposed to be at least fall.
God, I hope so. August, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, I was thinking August, September would probably be the best time to announce it.
Well, let's hope. Anyways, moving on from all that console
Moving
talk.
on to Nintendo, to go to Nintendo, new
More
Pokemon
Nintendo,
trailer.
the Pokemon. That's right. They announced how many is it? Like five new
I think
Pokemon.
7.
5 or 6, 7, yeah, between 5 or 7.
Jesus.
Half of them good, half of them, yeah.
Literally, yeah. It's like
It's
there's 2
weird.
bad, 2 good, and 1 that falls right in the middle. For me.
Alright, starting out good, the Dragon Drampa.
What, is that the orange one?
No,
Is-
that's
is it the one that
it's
looks like
the dragon?
Falcor?
It looks like yeah.
Yeah, that one's amazing.
Oh, I totally forgot that guy. Oh, the Snoop Dogg dude.
Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah,
straight like
yeah,
he
there
looks
we go.
exactly like Snoop Dogg. Yeah, that dude is wow, that design, those eyes. Looks like something out of like what do you call it? What's that guy's name? Oh my god, I'm totally blanking on his name. Totoro guy. Spirited Away.
Oh.
Miyazaki. It's kind of like something from Spirited Away.
Anime was a mistake, man.
Yeah, that guy.
Shit.
It's that's a weird design.
Yeah,
how-
like, he's
he's,
completely round. Like he doesn't have any sharp edge. So I
yeah,
really
no
like-
edges. He's like rounded. He's got
Well,
these.
see, it makes sense because he's normal dragon type according to Syrupy.
Of course. Who else do we
According to the
got?
trailer. We got a new, and so we have a kind of electric fairy type, I think, which is like he has 2 shields on his arm. I can't really describe because it doesn't look like an animal at all.
Electric
He looks
fairy?
like
Wait, who? Oh,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, You're talking about. He's electric. I thought it
Oh,
was
this
fire.
guy.
Wow. Tapu
yeah,
Koko.
we're looking at the trailer right now, so like it says electric, and I think the pink thing is like fairy type.
Oh yeah.
Looks
What's
like
his name?
that-
Tapu Koko. Is that his name?
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with the shields.
Everyone was calling him Tapu Keko.
Basically, looks like a Gurren Lagann mech, but smaller.
He's got
It's
those shield
I like the
things.
mohawk,
Yeah, he's got like this
like the
mohawk.
Monster Hunter sword mohawk.
Yeah, it looks like a Monster Hunter creature, like a more
Interesting.
cartoonish.
The shields have like a face on them.
Like I can't tell
So,
what kind of
some design.
animal it is, though.
In the trailer, it shows him like going into the thing, so it's supposed to be like a disguise. I think it's like supposed to look like a headdress kind of thing, like that they wear in Hawaii
Yeah.
or whatever. You know.
It might be like a legendary of sorts or whatever.
He was like a guardian Pokemon apparently, and since he's electric, people are saying like there's like two more, kind of like Zapdos kind of thing.
Yeah, trio.
Yeah, trio. So that'd be cool if there were like maybe different skinned ones for different areas in the map, and they just haven't announced them or whatever.
Then we have one of my favorites, just for how, at the same time, lazy and amazing the design is. So we have a bug electric that looks like a truck.
Oh
Like,
my
it's
god!
literally
Okay,
a
this is the
green
truck bug.
sponge.
I
Yeah.
love the way he looks. What's his name? Charge-a-bug?
Charge-a-bug.
Charge-a-bug. He looks like a little truck simulator with glasses.
He's like the
I'd
truck
also, I
simulator
would
bug.
also like to point out, I think most of these they announced are electric type.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Most of them, yeah. There's a few non, but yeah, most of these are electric.
Well, there's a lot more than I was expecting.
So he's like
And-
kind of the Metapod almost of, or Kakuna of a bug
literally
Pokemon.
if they took a Caterpie and just turned it into like a bus.
Transformer.
Take the Caterpie and make it more rectangular.
He's a
Oh,
Transformer
it's
Caterpie.
also an evolution of Grubbin, which was shown in the Treehouse event.
Yeah, the little orange bug with the little
the,
two
the
little.
thing I've forgotten all about already.
Yeah, he's a little
Yes.
plug. You charge him.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what
And-
he's supposed to be, isn't it?
And he evolves into a cool like scarab type of electric bug still thing.
That thing looks cool, and he's
Mhm.
based off of clearly off of what do you call it? The tool that engineers use, electricians use to cut the whatever they're called. I don't know. He looks just like it.
A
Like
wire cutter?
Yeah, kind of like a wire cutter. Exactly. There you go.
A tool that cuts wires.
Got a tool.
Oh, I didn't realize this guy was an evolution of Charge-a-Bug.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Like it does shows a
Gigavolt.
little evolution animation.
So far, one of the coolest looking Pokemon that they've announced, I think, is him, Vikavolt.
Then we have
That
everyone's
does look
favorite,
pretty sick.
the fish one.
Oh fuck no! Fuck this thing. Burn it.
So people seem pretty divided on the design of this one.
It's ugly. Is it supposed to? I think it's supposed to be the Magikarp kind of thing. Well, no, I don't know because it's water psychic.
No, the
It's
what's
Yeah.
the other basic
it
fish
learns
Pokemon?
actual moves, so
Oh, okay. God, it's ugly.
like Seeking, Golding.
Yeah, Goldeen.
Holy
It's
fuck,
like a
it's
Goldeen.
ugly.
It does look like an angry clown.
It's looking at me.
It looks
I don't
like
know.
it looks
The-
like
the color-
Jinx of the sea.
Yeah.
The color scheme is interesting.
I
Yeah.
just wish it didn't have that face.
It's not even. Yeah. It's the mouth.
One of
maybe
its
the
abilities
eyes.
is strong jaw.
But yeah,
Yeah,
people
That
point out
really
that it
fits
looks
its jaw.
eerily similar to a real fish that has exactly that face.
Yeah, I think it's the
Like some
state
kind of weird
fish.
piranha thing.
I don't know.
And then we have
Creepy.
like a little cutie insect fairy type.
Is it another electric? No, this is a bee. This is
No,
a bug
it's-
fairy, right?
It looks like a little bee thing, which is based on an insect that actually comes also here, like these little moth kind of
It
creatures.
looks like it came straight out of Adventure Time, honestly,
Yeah, with the
That
little legs
too.
and
or
the
like
eyes.
Chalk Zone.
Oh, its name is actually literally Cutie Fly. Wow, they didn't even try.
Yeah.
We've got this
Cutie
cute
That's
fly. What
kinda
do we name it?
terrifying.
Okay, Cutie
And
Fly.
It is supposed to be a bee. The classification is bee fly Pokemon.
Someone needs to show these people what a bee looks like. God, I wish they
then
would have
we
made Beedrill stronger.
We finally have Peekaboo come to life. We have the Hedgehog Electric Steel
Peekaboo
Pokemon.
without any water.
Electric Steel. So they always have a new electric little Pikachu ripoff
Fucking
thing,
hate
and this is
these.
it,
I
right?
hate
Yeah,
fighting
they
these.
they just go. They're none of them since Pikachu have been memorable.
Especially because in the trailer they showed fighting against Emolga, and I hated fighting against Emolga because like the electric gem, I think when the game that introduces the Pokemon, which I think is Black and White for Emolga, and like the electric gem has two of them, and they use double team constantly. This Pokemon gives me an aneurysm.
So this is a hedgehog. This is literally Sonic the Pikachu, the hedgehog,
But
right?
it's a
That's what
it's
it
a
is.
roly-poly.
Right. Okay.
Roly poly.
Electric Steel.
But it does look pretty cool. Like I like the design at least, even though I'm never gonna pick him ever.
Yeah, never. Oh, let's see what his evolution is. Maybe it'll be a cool bro like Raichu. And then
Nothing
we
just a
talked.
big
We got two other
Sandslash.
Pokemon we never talked about. We totally skipped over them, but they were announced a while back. Which is a little koala, Komala.
Oh yeah,
He's pretty
The one they
cool.
announced earlier.
This is
Yeah,
Whelp,
he
the
looks pretty
Pokemon.
cool.
He's always asleep. His ability is comatose.
Well, Pokemon.
He's always snoozing. Yeah, he looks pretty chill. And then there's a dog, which is his name is Rockruff.
Oh, he does look like I think it was based on the Nikita. Like
He is
raced.
also something no one is going to use, though it is only a rock type. That's kind of weird.
It's pretty cool. It's weird that they went with a dog for the rock type, but that's still cool.
Is it a pure rock type?
Yeah, it's
It
all rock.
is.
Then yeah, nobody's gonna use it.
Yeah. Poor little dude. Yeah, those are the new Pokemon.
And
I think
there's been shown like a new evolution for like Legendary that was introduced last game, like the weird green and black serpent thing.
Oh, Zygarde.
Is it Zygarde his name? Yeah, there's like they shown. I think it's a Mega Evolution, which makes him look like a weird thing from Gundam.
Oh yeah. The like transformer looking huge form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's such a cool design, Zygarde, and I feel like they just let it. It was like they trailed it off of XY, and then like they never made their own game for him, and then like it's like I totally forgot it exists.
I don't know, he looks cool, but like he seems like to be more fit for a Digimon game than a Pokemon game.
Yeah. He's like he starts off
Even
as
has
this
a
little
little
green thing.
alveol pattern on his legs and everything that makes him look like he comes out of a digital world.
Yep. So weird
Yeah.
that they never gave him his own game, but oh well, I guess they wanted to move on. So Pokemon's coming out in what is it, October?
Yep. Oh, November, I think actually.
So November. Sun and Moon.
Yeah, they always release like early November, I think, each year.
Oh.
It is a yearly franchise at this point, right?
It's gonna be November.
Basically.
Yeah, 2nd of November, I think.
If you just look at all these though, like looking at all of them together at once, they don't really fit. Like I don't see any like I don't know, maybe it's because they're all new, but I even remember when X and Y was being announced, I was like, okay, they're all kind of like fitting together in a kind of a world, but none of these really like are going for me.
X and Y had like a French theme. And...
Yeah. This is like a
like,
Hawaii theme, but I don't really see it other than in that Tapu Keku and the koala, I guess.
No, actually, I see more of a theme at least there than in X and Y. X and Y had a few ones that looked actually kind of stereotypical, like the poodle dog thing that you could actually customize a lot. But
maybe it's because I'm looking at them now. I wonder how many we're gonna get total. Watch
the
this
one
be
thing
it.
I kind of miss from the 2D sprites is that the Pokemons have lost a lot of personality. This is one of the critiques that a lot of people had since Pokemon went 3D. That since you don't have the sprites anymore, you don't have these interesting poses that each Pokemon had.
That's true. They can do more, which means less.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, but yeah, that's Pokemon. All right, let's move on from the new Pokemon and talk about
Bioshock, like the Bioshock collection that's releasing.
So, yeah, Bioshock is following Skyrim kind of thing.
The trend
Skyrim
of
slash
remasters.
Batman of remaster. Yeah. Oh, actually, Batman though. Let's say that was canceled, or they like?
Was it?
They paused it indefinitely with giving no release. It was supposed to come out like this month.
Oh shit!
It was supposed
One
to
thing
come
I've
out this
seen is
month.
like it looks worse than the original releases.
Everyone said that, so maybe that's why they did it. But when they announced that they were putting it on hold, they didn't give a date.
Fucking
They didn't
Warner
say anything.
Brothers. The one thing that pisses me off about Warner Brothers is that they have really good development teams, but they have such a shitty handling of them. Like they make pretty okay, even though like they all fall into more like they have the Assassin's Creed problem where they all fall into the same open world type of mold since Batman was popular. It's like every subsequent game they've made, like they use the same combat mechanics exactly, like Mad Max and Shadows of Mordor. Even though like I've kind of enjoyed these games, like they all use sometimes the exact same mechanics slightly tweaked. But yeah, it's annoying because they have these really, really good devs and they don't do anything good with them because they constantly fuck up in PR-wise and have horrible, horrible ports.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I could come to as far as when I was thinking why they did this is probably because they realized it was going to be bad and they saw the backlash with the whole PC thing when they pulled it from the store, the last Batman game, for a long time. Then it came out again and it was still kind of fucked up, so... they probably either they're not going to do it, and maybe they're focusing on the VR thing now for Batman. I don't know, but either they're not going to do it at all, or they're gonna make sure like before they release it that it's up to par. And yeah, none of the screenshots looked better at all. It looked a lot worse, which is kind of like what they're doing with Skyrim, in my opinion. The whole remaster collection thing looks worse. Looks like a bad color not that much of an upgrade.
It's nice to have the
Piss
volumetric
filter,
thing,
as
but
Mike
yeah,
described it.
Yeah,
the
piss
the
filter.
whole yellow tone they
Yeah.
added on the whole thing doesn't look super great.
No, and they're also following it in the way. Well, we're talking about Bioshock now. They're also following it in Skyrim in the way that it's like if you already own it on PC or whatever, if you own everything, has to be all the DLC and everything, then you get the upgrade for free. You know, if you're missing one thing, then you're shit out of luck. But which again, PC, it's like, well, okay, it already like I maybe the original Bioshock, I guess that would be cool. But like as far as Infinite,
Yeah.
it's like it looked good already. Like I don't really need it. It came out like I don't know how many years ago, but I don't know. I
Probably
mean,
a bit too recent.
also if you beat the story for Infinite, it's kind of like okay, you're done. I think, in my opinion, Bioshock is classic. Like there's so much.
Bioshock 1 and even 2, I'd say, like, are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Bioshock 1 just had a very lot of, like, it's really fun to replay, and it has,
It's
because of the
it's so great.
weapon upgrades, it's like,
It
probably
had
one of the
really
best
good
stories.
atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere in that game, just the style of it, the design, art design and stuff, the way it's like old but new, and
It
it's
still
so
holds
cool.
up. 2 is
what-
kind of just more the same, but it still has, like, at least interesting as you can play with the Big Daddy and, like,
Yeah.
a few extra stuff. Like,
There's
it's
new
more like
mechanics and stuff.
it's more of a Bioshock 1, but more of it. And the thing is, Infinite, I had high hopes, which is like, and I understand the point of the story, and there is some stuff that's pretty genius when you
Yeah.
uncover it, but it's just such a boring game to play
It's a
through.
time thing. It's a time thing. A time kind of travel story or whatever. But I also, the gameplay. A lot of it was like set piece and then shoot and set piece and shoot, and it was kind of like annoying. I
was
liked
very
it. I
boring
remember there was
shooting.
when I first met you guys, it was like I would always launch Bioshock Infinite whenever we say we were gonna play video games. Do you guys remember that? Just because like
Yeah,
really
it was
remember.
hilarious.
I would just launch Bioshock Infinite for no reason.
But
But
it was always a non-Steam game. Oh no, it was a Steam game. Never mind.
it was. Story. The first time. That's what I'm saying though. I played it once. I have no desire to go back and play it again. So that says to the gameplay. Story, okay, it was cool. It was good. I like the twist or whatever.
Yeah, and the fact that Bioshock 1 and 2 were made that you can give it multiple playthroughs because
Yeah.
of the choices you have to make.
Yeah. Something about the gameplay in Infinite was just it didn't sit right with. Oh, and I know I'm not alone in this. It didn't sit right with people. So, but yeah. So HD the Bioshock the Collection remakes.
But does it
whatever,
look even better?
remasters.
Like, it just looks like the exact same, like, it looks like the PC release, slightly
Exactly.
probably upscale, but, like, it doesn't seem really that different. It's like,
These-
I'm guessing all
They
DLCs
looked
involved.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
First
thing.
place.
These are basically like, oh, you only have a PS4 now because you sold everything else or whatever, or an Xbox One. Here, if you want to replay Bioshock for some reason.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I guess maybe it just doesn't speak to us because we have other boys to play that still.
We're
So
fucking
Well-
old and jaded.
Well,
We're
I don't know if
idorts.
you've seen, like, there's been a Jim Sterling episode which basically explained why there's been so many remasters. And the reason is, like, before the release of the PS4, no one believed that, like, new consoles were going to do well. Like, everybody thought it's going to be a huge flop. So nobody invested in actually making new games. And so,
Yeah.
like, that's why there's so many remasters, because when,
They're-
like, nobody expected the PS4 was going to sell like hotcakes, and even the Xbox One is going to sell, like, as well as it did. Like, because everybody found, well, consoles are over. Like, everybody's moving to phones and stuff like that. So we're not going to invest in taking big risks and making big new games. And so when it started selling really well, like, everyone was all fuck, because we only have remasters now to
Yep.
show off. I don't know if, like, the Bioshock Infinite one is just a product still from that thinking that they were sitting on, or it's just like, well, people are buying remasters, like, with just a bunch of new people who've bought consoles for the PS4, so. But yeah, the term remaster always annoyed me, just because remaster applies to movie when you actually redo the master of the movie.
yeah,
Like, it doesn't make sense for a video game at all.
that's true.
And I can understand sometimes
Well,
that
for the PS2 ones it did, because didn't they just upscale the assets since they were scalable?
Yeah, well, for some games which are older, like, it makes sense because sometimes they have to redo the entire, like, textures and stuff like that. Sometimes for the worse, Silent Hill 2 HD. But yeah, sometimes it's okay. You have to redo textures, but like here, it seems sometimes it's like it just really seems like an upscale, and it's just going through the codes and not really redoing art assets. It's just the same art assets at this point.
Yeah, they're just. I think they're just gapping bridges between new games and trying to make enough software for consoles and stuff, new consoles or whatever, PS4,
Well,
Xbox One kind of stuff.
That and just trying to squeeze out as much money as they can.
Probably,
During this
yeah,
weird
as simple
generation
as that.
shift.
Who is Bioshock again? 2K or who is it?
It's
2K.
2K, but the company who makes them like stopped existing, like Ken Levine, like
Ken Levine. Oh, that's his name, Ken Levine. I was trying to think of the dude's name.
the creator, like his company doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
I thought
Well-
they got renamed or merged.
Probably merged.
I thought I heard something about that.
I remember that dude was so mad because everybody was making all this Rule
It was
34 of
2K
Elizabeth.
Boston. It was 2K Boston, but like I think it restructured and became and then it closed down in February of 2014.
What's he doing? I mean, is he?
Levine, I think he's making on new projects that he haven't really revealed so far. Yeah, like he worked on the older Bioshock games, but I don't like he has like I know he's working on something, but he hasn't said himself. Like I follow him on Twitter, and just he has an unannounced title, but nobody knows what it is yet.
Wow. Well, let's see what that is. It's a Bioshock clone.
That's
by all
what
means
fucking
life.
everyone's doing now, making a clone of their achievement, and
I'm
it's
actually
terrible.
super sad that he never managed to make his Bioshock Vita game.
Ooh, yeah.
Because there was not a first-person shooter. There was supposed to be a real-time strategy game in the
Wow.
Bioshock universe, and I was super interested by that. It was like Final Fantasy Tactics with Bioshock aesthetic.
You're so right, 599. I'm waiting. It'll probably be like a couple months, and you'll see a Kickstarter for his game that's like basically Bioshock ukulele kind of style. We were talking about that
Just
last
saying,
episode.
Jess.
That's all
It's
that's
gonna
going
be
to
a
happen
sizzle
now.
There's going to be a sizzle reel of Ken Levine looking in the distance like, I wish I had money for a game right now. For a game
Well, he
called like
begs for you not to make
Organic Stomp. Or Orga
like
Punch.
tribal.
Orga Punch.
Like what's not Bioshock, but still.
Oh man. Well, bio means water, and shock means lives.
Aquastun.
Aqua stun. Aqua cute. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. I have a feeling that's going to happen with him, as is that the trend seems to be. Who
I've
knows?
partnered with Keiji Inafune, creator of Mega Man,
Oh no! No, Mighty
to
Number
bring
9.
you Mighty Number Shock.
Wait a minute. That Mega Man game.
Wait a minute, these Robot Masters.
That's all right. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back and do Compendium and maybe a little bit more news real quick. But yeah, we'll be right back. All right, we're back from our little break there. Hope we all peed, and no, we didn't. We all just sat around. So we got a couple more things to talk about that I
Just
wanted to
slept
mention.
for 2 minutes straight,
We all just took a little nap on mic, and we all woke up
which
at
is
exactly the
not
same time.
entirely wrong.
Yeah. Really quick, I wanted to mention two things we've never really officially said or talked about, but the Steam sale is going on, even though there's only 1 day left or 2 days left.
Oh yeah,
It ends on the 4th.
actually.
Yeah, it's going on, but how do you guys feel about it? I'm super disappointed only because, they took away all the cool shit about Steam sales. But has
Yeah.
anybody bought anything?
I think I
Clan
bought
ad was
one
50% off.
thing. Yeah, I bought Dragon's Dogma
Copped hard.
actually.
Oh, so you got Clanad and you got Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, that's one thing, but yeah, most of it is like I already have everything. I might get because I think Witcher is on sale right now.
I have like 453 things in my wish list.
I might get
Well,
Witcher free.
I'm kind of just waiting.
The thing is, it's not about like the actual sales. They took away all like the fun community interactivity bullshit.
Exactly. All you could do is now
Like
is go through your
voting for the
queue.
next one.
Yeah, all you do is go through your queue and get 3 cards. Like that's all you do
Like-
every day.
Like here it is, buy it or
Ooh,
not.
alright. It's kind of
Or
cool.
just
But
wait for 24 hours. Like, yeah.
now they did this because of the whole refund things.
Mhm.
Obviously, it'd be too hard to like, well, when did you buy it? It was on sale, and now you want to return it and whatever. But I don't know. Maybe there's some way they can do something. Next year. Maybe hopefully they're just planning it out good. But if it's just gonna be this, like Steam sales just aren't what they used to be. Like, and I'm not even talking about discounts. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, everything's only 50% off instead of 75%. But
Nothing is 99% off of it.
It's
Yeah, I know.
just
How dare they?
legitimately boring.
It's boring. There's nothing's drawing me to it. I'd rather go to Humble Bundle and give money to a charity to buy my games if it's gonna be the same
Which
price. Like,
makes us like sound like the most spoiled children
yeah,
ever.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh shit, I don't want to buy like a 20-hour game for like $5.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't want to spend
I
the
want-
amount I would spend on a sandwich.
But like I
That's
said, price wise, fine. There's some of the sales are still good. Like Doom was fucking 50% off or 40% off. Like that's great. Like it's so new and super cool. But it's not the same. It doesn't give me that feeling, and I feel bad for people who like have just
me
built
that
their
rush.
rigs and are like, oh my god, the Steam sale! I've heard so much like shit about it, and they go and it's like, oh, it's just like a sale. Like might as well be any other website. So that kind of sucks.
like
but-
everything from Valve has just become stale and disappointing.
Yep, but people still throw their money at it, so they're gonna just keep doing whatever's easy, I guess.
Because I've been told a lot by my girlfriend about like the GOG sales. And there seems to have been like some crazy shit going on
Yeah.
when they have sales. Like they have a thing like when sales change every hour, and they only have limited amounts, so you have to be quick.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
because,
that
like,
was
you
the
know-
point of that was the whole point, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Like yeah, like you had an hour, and like the limited copy is like 300, and if you were not in the first one, so like too late on the sale. Although you had a chance of rebound like a few hours later, so people would just literally stay up all night waiting for like a sale that they like just to catch up. And that sounds actually, even though incredibly insidious in terms of consumerism,
yep.
it looks much more fun.
It's fun, it's exciting, but also like even Green Man Gaming has like exclusive coupons for people if you've been a member for a long time. They'll email you coupons, and then also there's like doing these packs where it's like 5 random keys for like 15 cents. Like that's crazy. They're probably all
GMG
shit
is
games.
Crazy. GMG is crazy though.
Yeah, they're probably all shit games, whatever. But it's still like that's a cool thing to have. Like Steam has nothing. It's like here's our sales, and it's like it's gonna last for. And also, why is it so long? It's like 2 weeks of the same sales every day. So like, what's the point?
Have you bought Skyrim yet?
Oh
It's minus 75%. Please buy Skyrim again.
god, I think it's more now than it was on sale when I bought it on
It's
PC.
like, yeah, it's 50%. It was like it's $10 to buy it, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So the Steam sales, they've come and gone, and I remember it used to be a huge thing. But now it's just kind of like, ooh.
I didn't even know it started till like the day after it started.
Yeah. Well, even
Yeah.
last year there was like this little hidden story or whatever, or was it the winter? It was the winter sale. There was like a hidden story and like an ARG kind of thing, and now there's nothing. Like there's
It
just
wasn't the biggest fuck up
pictures.
with the Steam sales when they're trying to have these teams thing going on.
yeah, they did
Like
that too.
everybody had a color, but like it's super backfired because like there were like people rigging the votes, or like controlling the votes on certain aspects of it, like completely going against the competitive nature,
Yep.
which was broken in the first place.
Yeah, and then if you got placed on a shitty team, you were just kind of fucked. Like too bad you weren't on red.
Because I think
actually
Reddit
purple
or
one.
something like that were kind of controlling which
Yeah,
team was supposed to win
Reddit
next or
and
something like that.
fucking V everywhere had like a different team that they were pulling for, but then there was
Yeah,
like
it was bad.
yeah, I don't know, it was crazy. But and then no, last year there was that clicker game too. Remember with the robots and stuff?
The
Oh, boy.
clicker game was some shit.
It was shit, but it was
I
like there was
really
something
didn't know what was going on.
so weird.
The funny thing, like you mentioned, Clicker. There's something just on a side note is because recently, like Cookie Clicker kind of resurfaced. There's
For
been-
you,
There's been a complete overhaul of thing, because these things are stupid addictive as keeping on the side. So what I did is just I cheated my way up just to have all upgrades, so I don't have to play this game anymore. Because this thing is so stupid and dangerous. But yeah, Cookie Clicker, yay!
ooh, clicker games.
I like Cookie Clicker.
Moving on from the sadness that is the Steam sale and the disappointment, let's talk about the kind of awkward, maybe disappointment going on with Overwatch competitive. A lot of people are having problems with it as far as like the way rounds are scored. Have you
I've heard so, yeah.
tried? How many matches have you done? Have you done all your placement matches?
I'm up to 5, so I haven't done all my placement matches, but yeah, so far I've realized sometimes I would join thing which already had several rounds. Like, I've joined a team at some points which already had lost 4 rounds.
Oh,
It's,
that's terrible. Why did they
it's
do
like,
that?
it's stupid because it gives me a losing round, even though like
Yeah.
I barely had a chance to actually make a difference. Like,
They
I only
should
had 1 round.
they should make it so it's like if you're filling in for a place, it won't count for you at
Mhm.
all, win or lose. But it's the last round, just go in and play.
Yeah,
You
or
know, like
just don't put someone into like in competitive. Don't have someone join something that's already begun. Like I don't see the point.
yeah, exactly.
Like don't make me join something where there's already 4 rounds done. Other than that, I've heard that there's also some problems on like the round that loser rounds and like King of the Hill count more than winning a round. Like there's some
Yeah,
imbalance in terms of points distribution. So that didn't happen to me, thankfully. But like, I don't care too much of my initial placement. Apparently, like sub 55 is like the average.
yeah. I'm kind of nervous because I've won. I've only played 4 rounds and I've won all 4, so I don't want to keep going because
I've won 2,
I'm
I've
so
lost 2.
scared. The thing that scares me more than anything is that sometimes, like, if you keep tying or whatever, like, it can go on for like good 3 hours or so. So it's
Oh yeah,
like
it's
fuck
like
that.
League of
'Cause
Legends days of like having super long matches. But the upside is that people so far have had really good experiences. Like people also get on the voice chat more.
yeah,
I have some matches like with total strangers who just went on voice chat and it was super nice to play with them.
yeah. Is there group
Yeah.
queue?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
You can play
Nice.
as group queue
Oh, that's right,
on
because it'll tell
competitive.
you when other people are in a group, right? We just haven't
Mhm.
tried it.
Yeah,
I
we
wonder
haven't
what we
played in group competitive yet because we're afraid it's going to disappoint everyone.
We're just gonna end up not talking to each other, screaming.
And that was the end of Dub.
And we never saw Hoot again. He abandoned us. Get on the fucking point! User has disconnected.
Man, I don't even sound that angry anymore.
No.
This is all Swift's fault. He's antagonizing me.
I don't know. Yeah, so that's the competitive mode is out. Go try it.
That's pretty much it, I
I
think, for the
guess
week.
that's where we wrap up. All right. Well, then let's go into our final segment before we get out of here, which is the compendium. All right. Who's got the question? What is our question? Who?
All right, I got a question that's actually being asked to me, friends, and I thought it would be fun to redirect it to the Dub. The question is, which character do you think has the most extravagant or weird weapon? So we're thinking what like main weapon. So not stuff that you would get as a special quest or something like that in RPGs, but really the main weapon that this character has. Who has the weirdest or most extravagant?
So okay, so you mean
base weapon?
or do you mean like nonsensical? Like it's like what? Like why
Yeah,
is that
nonsensical or completely outlandish.
Okay, who wants to go first?
It can be like if it's a guy like it can count like if it's someone like in GTA who has access to a bunch of weapons or something like that.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Like a rocket launcher for my old man character in Grand Theft Auto Online.
But extra points if it's just like his main weapon, because I remember my initial answer to that. I don't think it really counted, but what for me was like the entirety of Dead Rising arsenal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
I mean,
it's kind of cheating because it's like there's weapons like this just
let's
goofy.
count out all games where it's like you can put a chainsaw on a baseball bat with
basically
a
open
yeah.
stuff.
So really
Let's count
like
on all
someone
that.
with like something like the Keyblade and Kingdom Hearts. But I guess we can do better than that.
I was gonna say that, but what I'm gonna go with is Quina from Final Fantasy IX, who uses forks as their main weapon.
I feel like Final Fantasy is going to be all of our answers because they just try to iterate their weapons.
No, but forks in particular, that like stands out especially.
Yeah, that is weird.
So I'm gonna
Fucking
go
Queen.
forks.
Who you want to go? I'm having some trouble actually thinking, even though
I was thinking of a few, although I have also some trouble like thinking a good one because there are a few in Soul Calibur, for example, where one uses like a seer a crystal ball, or
Oh, other joke weapons.
I
Because
think there's a few, but
in
yeah, I don't want to go
2,
to like
there are a bunch
special
of
skins.
there were a bunch of unlockables where you could use like a bamboo stick. Link had like a
Mhm.
butterfly net, shit like that.
And
Forgot Link was in that game.
Dynasty Warriors, like you can use a flute. It's like straight up, you could just
That-
like flute
That's
your
pretty
enemies
good.
to
That's
death.
pretty good.
But I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
it
pretty
can come with
nonsensical.
better. Like
It's gonna be hard to top
main
flute.
weapon. Like in a solo game, like one character game.
In Pajama Sam, your weapon is a flashlight. No. Honestly, the weirdest thing, not the weirdest thing, but something that's like, okay, we all kind of take it like it's normal, but think about the size of Cloud's Buster Sword and like the fact that he
Yeah.
carries it.
Well,
That
yeah.
thing's fucking huge.
But the
Like,
thing
why
is,
would you
like
choose
in the
that weapon?
context of the JRPGs, it looks quote unquote normal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You could say the same about Sephiroth's sword with how
Mhm.
ungodly
Yeah, super long.
the
How do you
length is.
sheath that thing? Your
You
arm
don't.
span would have to be like
I don't
fucking
think
crazy.
that blade could even stay straight with that kind of length.
I had one in mind. Well, the one thing like it's kind of a reverse situation, but it will be Shadow the Hedgehog. When you have something so goofy
Guns.
actually using normal guns.
That is true.
Like,
Takes you out of
it's
it.
not it's not someone using extravagant weapons, like something completely cartoony using something super serious, which in my head also works.
Yeah.
Because you have a dumb cartoon like edgy hedgehog using trucks and jeeps and machine guns.
Yo,
I'm
Keyblade
not
is
sure.
a good answer though.
I'm not sure where you guys rank this on the weirdness scale, but Peach using turnips, that might be pretty good.
In Smash Brothers. Yeah, there's a lot of
Well,
characters
from
in Smash
Super Mario
Brothers.
Brothers 2.
Yeah, that too. But like they all use turnips. And again,
Yeah,
like
but
it
she
makes
had, like, a
sense in the
special
context
thing.
of the world.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't there a Super Mario or a Mario where, or I guess all of them, doesn't Yoshi like spit his eggs? Or like make the eggs and then can spit them? So isn't he like isn't he
yeah.
like using his children as a weapon? Also, is Yoshi a guy?
Well, he turns enemies
Is
into the
Bird or a
eggs.
girl?
He just
That's
like
a
eats them
theory.
and
For
shoots
the
them into
game
an
theory.
egg, and like, yeah. And if you go by Smash, they can break out of the egg, so they can
Oh, I
stop
have
eating
one.
the egg.
I have
What?
one.
What?
Pikmin.
Pikmin in general.
That's alright. That's pretty good. Living plant
Using
things.
Pikmin
Yeah.
as weapons. after
Actually
all.
using living things, that's pretty fucked up.
And
There was a
these things is the weirdest thing ever.
dildo sword in Saints Row, what was it, 3?
Yeah,
Which
but
they
that goes
actually
into
made.
the open world
Yeah,
category.
that's true, that's true.
And Shadow Warrior. The
yeah.
remake.
I'm almost tempted to say God Hand, just because of the ridiculous stuff you can pull out with like the God Hand. But it's also way too cool.
Yeah, to be nonsensical.
I wouldn't say that's not weird though, because I mean it's essentially just his fist.
I mean, Mario straight up eats a flower and can shoot fire from his hands.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
pretty
thinking more
fucking
like
crazy.
stuff like even within the world, like the context of the world will look weird. Like that's the thing is like the fire flower, the turnips, like they make sense in the context of the world. It was like
Yeah.
more of a character that uses a weapon that even like other characters would point out how weird it is that he's using something like that. Like that's the thing. Like God Hand is like that's why God Hand popped up, because like the world is kind of aware of his ridiculous powers and kind of makes fun with it and like fun of it in some sense, and kind of the weird over the top attacks you can have with it. Or like the Devil May Cry, for instance, when you have the Devil May Cry 3, when you have the electric guitar from after you beat
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
succubus, and you just start into doing riffs as you do combos.
Yeah,
That
comes
kind
out of
stuff.
nowhere. Yeah, well, if it has to be like something that doesn't fit in the world, because I could say like Guitaru Man is like your weapon is the guitar too, and also the whole weapons of any boss is like their own instruments. Like the Mojo King B is like a trumpet, and like that's how they fight. They fight with their weapons. So
Because
that's
I'm
kind of
sure,
weird.
Like I've played something when someone like has some form of modular weapons that just transforms into a bunch of bizarre stuff. But I can't remember anything, and that frustrates me.
Sounds kind of like God Eater, maybe.
Yeah,
Don't
maybe.
all their swords transform into different kind of shit? Like,
Because remember, I've seen like going back on what I've seen, but that was like weeks before. Because I've seen Ludoko recently, and have you seen Ludoko, which just transforms into a gun?
It's a fucking upside down gun.
Yeah,
coming out of her
upside down
butt.
gun, and every time she shoots, like it goes fight for justice. And I was thinking, is there something like that, like in video game form?
Oh man,
The foam finger from Dead Space, where when you fire it just says shit like bang bang or pew pew.
what? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I
Yeah,
forgot
it's like
about this.
it's like an Easter egg weapon that you get after beating the game or something.
I can't think of
Like-
any where you transform into a gun or something. There's
Like
something
some
like that though.
stupid
Yeah,
transformation
like some
thing.
dude becomes a sniper gun or something.
Yeah, and I'm
What
sure
is
I've
it?
played something or seen something, and it's slipping my mind. It's super annoying.
It's gonna bug me.
It's called
Damn.
Soul Eater. That is the plot for Soul Eater. Good job, guys.
We did it. Congratulations.
we win the dub.
It's all over. I don't know. There's been some crazy weapons.
If you
I
have
guess-
an answer, you can submit your question at comfycast@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Email
Comfycast. And tweet
Is it
at us at
Comfycast?
Comfycast. Come by the Dub Track room, which will be linked in the description. I'm not going to say it all again. If you go to
Please,
dubtrack.fm, you'll
this
find
is an
us.
actual open question. Please send anything so we can discuss it, because I'm sure
Literally.
there's something crazier than we've mentioned, and I'm
Yo,
sure
we-
like this exists.
We did get an email. I totally
You
forgot.
drop the email.
We got an email. It was from an anonymous user named Swift, and he said, "Kill yourself," with a little winky face. So you want to discuss that email that he sent us?
Alright, I think I know what he meant by this. I think he wanted you to go to the bathroom, look under the sink, you'll see a bottle of bleach.
Let's see, I'm
Fairly
there.
certain he wanted you to just pour it in your morning coffee.
All right, YouTubers, here we go.
Well, we'll come by next week when we invite Swift on the Comfycast so he can tell us what he means by this.
Also, so you can replace me because I'll be dead.
And me, because I won't be here.
Oh, that's right. We'll see if we even have a Comfy Cast next week. If not, maybe I'll find some other guests. Hoot will be AFK.
I'll be in
Winky face.
Dead.
I will be at a convention in Paris, and I'll report the week after that on all the weeb stuff I've seen.
Say hi to Payonki while you're there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
Forgot
Does
about him.
still
it
looking
still
for you.
exist?
He's NP.
He's still looking for you.
This is an inside joke. This is a deep
No.
pull. It doesn't matter. Yeah, well, let's wrap this up. Let's get out of here. Thank you guys for coming on. Hoot599. Anything you want to say before we go? Before we straight up disconnect?
Stay comfy.
Yeah, stay comfy.
You guys gotta end. You gotta
Follow
give
me
me some
on
energy.
Twitter. Tell your friends about it.
599 is what's your Twitter? @Swery. He follows
I'm,
everyone back.
I'm Kaz Harai, CEO. Everyone knows now. I am at 599 Matt.
599
Two
Matt.
T's.
I'm thinking about us going full. Let's just say our regular names. I'm getting kind of tired of saying reddish blues.
We'll talk about that when PAX comes.
Yeah, maybe that'll be when we make the
This
transition.
will be like a new season of Comfycast.
That's a good idea.
This season still has a few episodes left.
Let's not give away our ideas here. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next week. Stay comfy.
Yeah, stay comfy.
Bye.
See ya.